Welcome back to Austin. College football Saturday, Texas with a 38-10 lead over ULM, the Warhawks from Monroe, Louisiana. Bill Land and Gary Reasons with you here. Your impressions of the opening half?
Well, I think overall that Texas was kind of mishit. I think they did well throwing the ball a little bit with Colt McCoy, but then they had some miscues. A running game, they talked about that, trying to get it on track, really didn't get that going. Only 50 yards rushing, 24 attempts, so just about 2 yards per carry. So overall, though, they did put the ball in the end zone, which is what you want to do to get your opener, put points on the board. Cody Johnson getting the carries here inside the goal line area and inside the red area to put some touchdowns on the boards for UT. And then all of a sudden you get a kick return here. That's kind of an exciting, remarkable play that you like to have. Kick return for a touchdown is always huge. And then you can throw it to your old buddy here, Jordan Shipley from Colt McCoy. Big plays in the passing game. But it's been hit and miss, I think, for Texas here in the first half.
Yeah, you heard Coach Mack Brown say at halftime that Emily Jones wasn't happy with his running game. They do get the 3 TD runs from Johnson. But the defenses, both teams have played some, or at least made some big plays defensively.
Yeah, the defense has been able to try to set the offense for ULM kind of off course. Trey Rebel, the quarterback, kind of unsettled so far. They haven't got any rhythm. Only 4 first downs for ULM in the first half. So overall, the defense for Texas has been pretty much on target.
All right, second half coming up in just a moment on College Football Saturday. Welcome back with Texas on top 20 or the 38-10. We get ready to start the second half. Bill Land, Gary Reasons with you as the Longhorns and the Warhawks ready to tee it up here in the second half of play with ULM will be kicking it off. And once again, that is Grant Clayton, the kicker for the Warhawks. And the Texas Longhorns, they've got Monroe deep. Remember, he took one back for a TD in the first half on an 89-yard return. And Malcolm Williams, a sophomore from Garland, Texas, is also there. Monroe steps from the 10, 20, 25, the 30. Powerful run out of the 32, 33-yard line. And let's send it down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys,
as a little cramping action here. And we'll take a look at some stats as they attend to the cramping player. And Gary mentioned that Texas defense, you got to be excited about the fact that you hold them to 40 yards rushing, 109 passing, and just 4 first downs.
Well, that 109 passing is 75 yards on one play that the ULM receiver got. Actually, it was a long pass to Ambrose. And overall, the defense has done pretty well. If you hold the team to 4 first downs in the first half, that's pretty good effort defensively. And offensively, Texas, I think they've kind of been hit and miss. They've done some good things, but rushing yardage, I think they'd like to get more than 50 yards with the combination of what they've been able to do. And so,
cramping player there. We'll take a look at the defense. I'm talking about Will Muschamp. They brought it.
Well, definitely here. Trey Rebel early in the ball game, ball snapped over his head, get his defense excited. But you got to put pressure on the quarterback, and you got to bring, and you got to be sure attackers. Roderick Monroe doing a great job of hitting there, getting a little excitement there. Defense, you have to play inspired. It's got to be fun. You got to like what you're doing out there. Contact, you can't shy away from that on the defensive side of the ball. And it's a game where you play with a lot of emotion out there, and that's just what this defensive coordinator brings to this defensive group. A lot of emotion and passion.
Darius Prelo was the injured player who was cramping there for ULM. It's close to being the hottest summer in the history of Austin, Texas. We had 68 days of 100+ this summer, and actually today one of the cooler days.
Yeah.
And so, but that's the first we've seen of any cramping noticeable. McGee on the carry for Texas, and breaking loose, out first down and out of bounds. The market near the 46-yard line of the Longhorns.
One of those now you see him, now you don't kind of things. He goes into the pile, and you think he's going to get stopped and taken in. He goes in there behind the big guys. Oh, I don't want to go in there. I'm going to take it around Charlie Tanner. It goes to the outside.
One of the things they talked about McGee was he needs to use his vision. They mentioned when we recruited here that he became too much of all game, supposed to go to this hole, go to that hole. They said, hey, you've got vision. That's why we recruited you. Start to learn to get a little feel and bounce it out. And that was a good example there. And here he just used power and strength as he moves the pile to the 43-yard line of ULM. Thomas, the tackler, as we take a look at the first half stats here. in this contest, our stars, I should say, that have piled up some pretty good numbers, as Colt McCoy tonight is among those with 261 yards in the first half passing.
Yeah, pretty efficient passing night for Colt. You know, doing a good job throwing the ball down the field to Jordan Shipley, the long touchdown pass, and see his number, 6 catches. And DJ Monroe also with that kickoff return for a touchdown for Texas. So had some big plays in this ball game, and right now they got a player down on the field, unfortunately.
Michael Huey is being attended to, the tackle for the University of Texas, 6'5", 320-pound junior from Kilgore, Texas.
Interesting to see what they might do here. They talked to us about Chris Hall being the most versatile guy in there, and that if they had a problem with one of their positions, they can move Chris out and bring a different center in, see how they fix this problem here. Obviously, Huey's in a lot of pain there, not happy with what he's experiencing.
And Chris Hall's a guy, he's a graduate. He's played literally every position along that line, and so they do have some versatility there in his use. Let's see if we can take a look. Huey's number 63 and got rolled on.
Yeah, on his back left leg, it looks like, or his left leg. There you go. See it there? Number 9 rolling on his left ankle. Yeah.
Well, and you know, you talk about high hopes for teams. Injuries go right to the front if you're going to have a great season, and you've got to stay healthy. And earlier tonight, Oklahoma lost quarterback Sam Bradford with a shoulder injury, and in one play things can turn around. And Huey, the starting tackle, is obviously done for the night, and just hope for the best when they take the x-rays and the MRIs. On the opening series here in the start of the second half.
I mean, it looks like David Snow may be coming into the ballgame here, whether he'll play center or guard. They list him as a center on our depth chart, and Chris Hall may jump over to the right guard spot here for Michael Huey. And not a good sign when you bring the card out for a young man, and hate to see this for him. Hopefully it's just a sprain and he can get back on the field for him, but they've supported that left leg already. They've already got a kind of a quick cast there for it, so that didn't experience anything major there. And go in and check him out, and there's Colt there, ever the leader, coming over and taking care of one of his big guys.
And we mentioned earlier Bradford, right shoulder sprain, out for the game, and Oklahoma leading BYU in the middle of the third quarter in that game by a 10-7 count. And Huey recognizing the crowd's applause here with a hook 'em horn sign. He started 3 games in his sophomore year, and as a freshman played in every game for Texas.
You know, those big guys, you just got to get lucky sometimes to stay healthy, because there's always piles, there's always guys moving around, and, you know, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was doing everything right. It's just if somebody rolled up behind him and got on his leg, and, man, that's just tough luck. So Chris Hall is still at center, so it looks like that Snow, maybe if he's at right guard, he came in for him.
And here they go again, back on the ground as Monroe. DJ Monroe, the kickoff return for the touchdown, and he getting some more action here. I mentioned, I think I said Huey was a tackle. He's actually been playing guard.
Yeah, good job. Ulatowski coming around, sealing the edge there for him, and Monroe with the speed that he showed us earlier here in the kick return game. Now get a chance to play a little tailback, and changing up there with Monroe McGee and Cody Johnson. Fozzie Whitaker, have not seen him tonight playing the game. We had questions about his availability, but we haven't seen him on the field.
Monroe McGee trying to establish that ground game, and Josh Thomas makes the tackle here.
And I think that when you went into halftime, I'm sure that Mac Brown told his offensive group with Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator, guys, we've got to be able to commit to running the football. An undersized defensive line and defensive front here for ULM, playing a 3-down lineman, 3-linebacker scheme here in this football game. They feel like they've got to be able to run the football. And he told us this week when we talked to the coaches that we didn't finish. He said there were times in games where we just didn't finish. And what he meant by it was they didn't run the football to the level that they wanted to be able to run the football.
McGee take advantage of that line that is fired up, and you know they'll probably pump it up a little bit more with the absence of Michael Huey.
Of course, scored there, number 45 for ULM, a freshman, redshirt freshman coming in and making the play off the edge. Nobody blocked him. He just came right down the line of scrimmage and said, hey, I'm going to make that play.
Redshirt freshman out of Longview, Texas.
They've got athletes on the ULM defense. I talked about them flying around the football, and that's what I've seen. And see how they deploy. They put 3 down linemen on the field. And almost looks like a 3-4 defense, but it's not really that. Just bring a lot of guys on line of scrimmage to take care of the run game, and there's a ball out.
They think they've got it. They do. The Warhawks recover the fumble. So Texas has turned it over again.
Yeah, McGee on the fumble, bringing the ball inside. Looks like one of the ULM players hit his helmet right on the football. Ball pops out. We'll take a look at it here. Zone read inside, and right there, the defender comes underneath that. Might have been the middle linebacker.
Jamison Jordan, the number 95, recovered it. Senior out of Bush, Louisiana.
Might have been C.C. Carpenter. I think C.C. Carpenter is the one who knocked the football out. They'll cause the fumble.
At any rate, another turnover, and Texas has turned it over 3 times. The 1 interception and the 2 fumbles now.
Remember, last year, Texas did not lose a fumble all season long. They have lost 2 in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, they didn't lose any from their running backs. But I'll tell you one thing, though. Texas last year, for example, they lost in the giveaway or the takeaway game. They lost at 14, gained 16. They were +2 for the season. That's pretty low for a team that goes 12-1. I mean, their national championship year, they were +9 in the turnover margin, and usually you win that many games, you're much better. They're trying to get it right back, and they have.
And that's another bad snap there over Rebel's head.
And Acho with it.
Well, Acho had the last one last time, so he's 2 for 2 on those bad snaps off of Rebel, so he's gotten himself 2 fumble recoveries. You can see the snap here. Trey Rebel can't handle it, and Acho just right there where he needs to be to find the football. Little hot ball coming there. It looks like the snap wasn't early. It just went through his hands. There's Rebel a little disappointed in himself.
And that's their 2nd turnover now as Texas gets it right back inside the 15-yard line.
Charlie Weatherby not happy with his quarterback there. Giving a little bit of coaching advice on the sideline.
Acho comes up with his 2nd recovery as Texas comes right back. And I got Monroe in there now with Colt McCoy. You see 26 just to his left. Shipley wide right. They go the other side, though. And this is Childs dancing to the end zone. And touchdown, Texas. John Childs. Nice block by Kirkendall to free him. And Craig James missing with the tackle, and Texas takes advantage of that turnover swap.
Yeah, a little fake to run inside to the right, and just a quick pass to the outside to Childs. And James Kirkendall from the inside out. Watch him try to throw a little cut block there, and it just slowed up the defenders enough to where they couldn't get to him. And Childs, with his athleticism gets it into the end zone for the Longhorns. And excellent job of turning a turnover into points. Gets 7 here off of that miscued snap by Trey Rebel. And the fumble recovered by Sam Acho.
So Texas with Childs dancing on the sideline into the end zone, 45-10. Colt McCoy, his 2nd touchdown pass of the night, and that one also, he's now over the 10,000-yard mark career-wise, has 10,007 yards for his passing career here at the University of Texas. And that one, you throw it out to John Childs. You see now why John Childs is so excited to just be on the football field. He's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, he's a dimension that'll work well in this offense because they get the ball out so quickly and get it out to talented people with quickness out in space. You can make huge plays, and a nice little touchdown there. Conversion off of the fumble recovery by Sam Acho.
McNeil and Gooden back, and Gooden slips by 1 tackle. Gooden at the 25. Pushing ahead near the 30-yard line. And that's where the Warhawks will operate with 11:42 to go in the 3rd quarter and trailing 45-10 here at EKR Texas Memorial Stadium. McCoy tonight, over 70% on his completion rate with his 2 TDs, 1 interception, 17-24 for 275. So got to be happy, too, that they established the run a little bit on that drive. Then they turned it over, got it right back, and then the play by Childs. Rebel throws it out on the wing. McNeil. And a flag is thrown.
Yeah, the back judge threw the flag in the middle of the field. Not sure what he saw.
McNeil had good yardage.
There's no foul on the play.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll move on. So the play stands, and 13-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 43 now for the Warhawks. Jordan, the man in motion, sets up now. They again look to change the play. Rebel didn't fool anybody, and a couple of tough yards. And we talked about turnovers being key in this game. Well, right in the middle of that has been Sam Acho, the junior from Dallas.
You want a defensive end to shine here. Remember, Brian Arakpo not with his team. Graduated, moved on. Sam Acho early in the ball game recovered a fumble and get his hand up, knocking balls down. Got to be a force at the line, and 2 fumble recoveries in this game off of bad snaps. Just continue the quarterback, do your job, and good things can happen. And we can bring some of that same kind of magic that Brian Arakpo did in his end spot a year ago.
2nd and 6 now for Louisiana Monroe. Rebel in trouble, unloads it, and it is incomplete.
Well, there sure was a lot of contact there with the receivers and the defensive back.
Intended for Sapp. Let's send it down to Emily. He's got more on Sam Acho.
Well, guys, we saw during halftime how Cole in Austin and elsewhere.
Literally doing it all. And playing college athletics is a full-time job in addition to going to school full-time and then finding time to give back. That is great to see. So many of these players doing things like that. Good on the reception. And that'll move the chains again. So Warhawks trying to get something going here.
First down, 35.
Remember, they had just 4 first downs in that first half. Charlie Weatherby looks on.
They got a couple of those in this drive alone. That's half of what they had in the first half.
First and 10. Trying to air it out. He's open. Going deep, and it is incomplete. Just could not connect with Sapp. Gregory Sapp has Gideon back there on the coverage.
Well, that ball just a little bit overthrown, but Sapp definitely had a step on the defender, so ball a little bit overthrown. Blake Gideon in coverage on the outside there. He's a safety. He bit down early, and that's what allowed the receiver to get behind him. That's one with the Trey Rebel hoping is going to be there, but he realizes now that it's a little bit too far for his receiver.
Yeah, you're just not going to get that many opportunities against that Texas secondary. And makes it 2nd and 10 now. 45-yard line of UT is the line of scrimmage, and he's hit hard as he throws this one away to the Warhawk sideline.
Got Lamar Houston inside. I think that was Lamar coming. No, it wasn't Lamar.
Jones, I think.
Yeah, Eddie Jones getting through there. I saw 3. I thought it was 33. And good job continuing to the quarterback. Pressure inside is what you want to see.
Eddie Jones, junior out of Kilgore, Texas. 6'3", 260-pounder. Texas will bring the heat here. 3rd and 10 for ULM. 45-yard line. Trailing 45 to 10. Rebel trying to set up the screen, and it is incomplete. Intended for Gooden.
Not sure how much was there anyway with if Gooden had caught the football. Good reaction at time, I think, by the Texas defense coming over, trying to set it up there and pop it out there. Good pressure on up the field. Lamar Houston putting pressure on Rebel. Probably force him a little bit to throw the football before he wanted to. Don't force it out there is what Charlie Weatherby's telling him.
Revel is a sophomore, played in 9 games, threw it 28 times, and 1 TD pass. He ran it for 172 as well. And the punt will be down near the 6-yard line. Thomas was the deep man off of Scott Love's kick. And we'll take a brief timeout here on College Football Saturday with Texas rolling 45-10. Texas 45, Louisiana Monroe, ULM 10 here. Third quarter action. Bill Land, Gary Reasons, Emily Jones with you. We had another score thrown our way. William and Mary has knocked off Virginia 26-14. You never know in these guarantee games, as they are so often called, Gary, what might happen in college football. And the Big 12 has had a very successful opening weekend so far. Texas doing its part. And Oklahoma fighting for its life up in Dallas against BYU tonight, with Sam Bradford injured and out of that game. But Oklahoma State, big winner. Baylor winning at Wake Forest today. And Johnson on the carry here following the break after the punt. Cody Johnson with 3 touchdowns already tonight.
You know, you talk about the Oklahoma situation with Sam Bradford going out of the game. I don't think there was probably maybe 100 people in this stadium in here that could have told you who's the backup quarterback for University of Oklahoma if Sam Bradford was to go out. Well, same situation here. Colt McCoy, well, I'm sure a lot of these folks in here would know who that quarterback would be, but you've got to have your backup prepared to play in the football game. You know, if something were to happen, that quarterback doesn't have any experience at Oklahoma, very limited experience with the backups here.
2nd and 7 as Cole hands this one off. And yeah, and speaking of that, Garrett Gilbert is the backup here, and a highly touted, heavily recruited a freshman from here in Austin at Lake Travis High School. Followed Todd Reesing as they had put together an incredible winning streak out there with those 2 quarterbacks. Reesing, of course, at Kansas. And coaches and Greg Davis was telling us, hey, he's everything we thought he would be. He's not ready yet, but he said he's got all the skills. They love his poise. And Mac Brown was saying we need to get him ready by conference time because, as you mentioned, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
we expect to see him here tonight.
We expect to see him. We talked about when would he play, and well, there's no plan to play him at any particular point in the ball game. Not looking to get him in there in the first half or the first couple of series.
McCoy just missing, trying to hook up with Malcolm Williams there.
But they do realize that they need to get their backup prepared in a game situation with live ammunition coming at them with the defense, and everything's live. And it's just different. You can't simulate that in practice. When you get out there in a game, as we take a look at Gilbert on the sideline, he's soaking in what he can there. But get out there on the field and experience it under the lights in front of these fans and everything, and just have to have experience out there under center. And hopefully nothing happens to Colt McCoy, but nonetheless, you still want to bring your backup quarterback along just in case.
McNeil, the deep man here as the punt. And there's a little contact, wasn't there? As he's trying to see a fair catch.
Well, I think it was blocked into. I'm not sure that there was any interference with the catch. He was being blocked. This flag may be picked up.
John Gold was the punter that time, the junior from Palestine, Texas, and
he interfered with the kick, but I think it was because he was blocked into him. I'm surprised that this flag would stand.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team, 15-yard penalty. First down.
I'm not so sure about this one, but it's going to stand, and they're going to get better field position. ULM will. You can see that you're getting blocked into him, and that's one of those you can not call just as easily.
Well, and you know, if you're a Texas fan, and the bulk of our audience certainly is here tonight, you're watching this, you know, well, if nothing else, your defense gets tested time and time again, because here they go. They're ULM with the 1st and 10 at the 32, and even though the game may not be in doubt, again, defense have to rise to the occasion. This one incomplete.
You know, and these coaches too, they want to see this game in particular because it's the first game of the year, and every coach is going to tell you that you're going to make your biggest jump in improvement from your first game to your second game. And the reason being is that you're able to evaluate players and schemes and see things that you just can't emulate in practice on a live level. So they can clean up and tweak some things offensively, defensively. That's really for both teams to look at in this football game. But I think for the Texas Longhorn defense, they're definitely going to look at this situation here and say, hey, how can we be more efficient defensively and get the ball back to our offense pretty quickly?
Keenan Robinson covering Jordan on this play after Taylor was the intended receiver on the other, and it's now 3rd and 10.
That's a nice job by Robinson there on the coverage on the inside out. A little pump fake there, and he just stayed with what his responsibility was.
Crowd here again getting after it. Rebel chased out of the pocket, kept his balance, fires, and it is complete for a first down inside the 5-yard line. An amazing play and a heck of a grab by Alvin Jordan as Rebel was nearly brought down and came out of there and completes it.
Well,
29 yards.
If you're Charlie Weatherby, you're really excited about this play right here. Look at your quarterback, Trey Rebel, under duress, throws a strike out there to Jordan, who gets the ball inside the 5-yard line. That's competitive play here by ULM. Their offense is going to bode well for them down the road.
So 1st and goal now from the 4, and the handoff up the middle. Nothing doing this time.
Got down to maybe about the 3-yard line.
Gary Frazier running the football. Okafor making the stop. Frazier goes right back out.
Last time that ULM was inside the 5-yard line, the Texas defense held strong, forced it back to attempt the field goal. So the other score they have is a long pass play.
2nd and goal from the 3. As Gooden is in, they pitch to him. Looking for an opening, not gonna find it. Longhorn D, tough again. Roderick McElroy leading it.
That's one of the things when you play a Texas defense that you find very quickly is that when you try to get a play going to the outside quickly, to the outside, that a lot of orange shirts show up in a hurry because there's a lot of speed on this defense. See Jones there turning them inside, and then the rest of the help comes.
Yeah, Jones turns him in. McElroy makes a hit. Jones reacts and finishes it. Great pursuit. 3rd down now. And goal to go from the 5, a loss of 2 on that last play. 7 seconds on the play clock. Rebel looking to toss it for a jump ball, and it's out of play.
Oh, we got a flag.
Yeah. He got tangled up down there as Sapp was the intended receiver, and the defender was Scott.
It might have been Brown. Was it Shockey Brown?
I think so, yeah.
And there's definitely contact there just inside the goal line.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 8. Spot foul. First down.
Well, it was in the end zone. They're going to put it right there. Well, maybe he's got his hands on him and the ball's in the air. That's what it is. The ball is already in the air, and Shockey Brown tries to jam the receiver as he's coming off the line of scrimmage, and that is a defensive foul. So pass interference there against Shockey Brown, and they get a fresh set of downs here now inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, now you talk about a challenge for that Longhorn defense. 1st and goal to go from the 2. And the handoff, and again, nothing doing.
Well, just find number 38. You know, if you kind of track 38 and you look for the football, that's where you're going to find it. Make the tackle. And Roderick McElroy comes through there. We've seen him make a pretty good couple of big hits tonight. Watch 38 come in here and clean up and make this tackle. Bingo.
Good, no chance.
Roderick McElroy, the leading tackler, returning here. His numbers from last year. He led this team, and he's the guy that's going to lead them again.
From the 1 now. 2nd and goal. Pitch out.
Penetration.
Loss on the play. There's McElroy through again.
Well, it's a pride factor now for Texas. No doubt about that. Defensively inside the 5-yard line here. How many plays now has ULM had a chance to get in the end zone? Probably approaching 10 plays here. Can't get it in there. Good penetration from the inside out. Roderick McElroy assists on the backside. Alex Okafor initially makes the initial charge there. We're seeing him coming off the sideline. It's an inspired Texas defense right now trying to take care of their turf.
3rd and goal. Remember, this drive started at that penalty from the 32-yard line, and they've been down inside the 10 forever, it seems. Rebel, incomplete, intercepted, picked off by Texas. The interception by the Longhorns.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Nolan Brewster going to come up with that. A backup safety in the ball game here in the goal line in the red area package. So ball was tipped near the line of scrimmage, and Brewster dives for it and gets both hands underneath the football and a clean interception. Trey Rebel here trying to stick it in there to his receiver, and then you see Brewster come by. Hey, I see a ball there and get it.
Little Muschamp, a little fired up. What do you think? Brewster, he's a sophomore from Denver out of Mullen High School, and his father, Tim, used to be an assistant at UT. Of course, he's a head coach at Minnesota now. And Texas operating out of its own end zone, and the handoff takes care of that as pulling his way is Monroe, and DJ Monroe making a huge impression here tonight.
Well, he's been the spark in the backfield so far for Texas. When they've tried to run the football, it has not been that as you might expect it, that you may think it's Monroe McGee or Cody Johnson. Cody Johnson's punched a couple in the end zone, but that's an authoritative run there with speed on the outside.
Well, you give Monroe, remember his kickoff return, they're always great for a touchdown, but it came after that 75-yard play from Ambrose, and before ULM could even think about celebrating, he takes it 89 yards to the house the other way, and here out of their own end zone immediately gives them breathing room. McCoy under the chase and knocked out of bounds. There's a flag here on the late hit.
Now coming over laying the wood.
Odell.
That's 44.
Personal foul. Defense, number 44.
Yeah, Jordan
15-yard
Landry.
penalty. First down.
Jordan Landry right there on the sideline, definitely a foot out of bounds, and can't come in there and do that and get the penalty, and deservedly so. You got to control yourself as a defensive player now, and you know what? The rules, the officials are, it's a point of emphasis this year, Bill, on the sideline, around the quarterback, that they're going to protect them. There's no doubt about that.
If there's ever a doubt as to which way they're going to go, it's going to be to protect the player.
It's going to be on the safety side.
Exactly.
You know what they're trying to do by calling these penalties is alerting coaches that you have to coach your players in those situations where they won't react that way.
Monroe again out to midfield.
Create some discipline. Here coming off their own goal line. Inside the 5-yard line there, a chance to punch it in. ULM could not get it done against the Texas defense. The ball's tipped. It gets up in the air. Brewster does a nice job intercepting the football, gets it back to the offense, and now the Longhorns with the midfield strike.
2nd and 3 after the 7-yard pickup by Monroe. Hands it off to him again, looking for an opening here. Nice wrap-up tackle that time by ULM. And Dorsey making the play that time. Ken Dorsey.
You know, Bill, we used to come to this stadium a lot and watch a young man, number 34, run through the holes here. Ricky Williams, and the blocking schemes and the play that they did back then when Ricky was here was a lot different than what this offensive style to do today. A little bit of a misstep or trying to go backside here. You see how hesitant that Malone is in the backfield.
3rd down across the middle. Kirkendall has a first down grab. Nicely done that time by James Kirkendall as he'll move it into ULM territory at the 43-yard line. Greg James makes the tackle on that play.
Yeah, I want to follow up here on my comment about the run game. It's just different, how they're trying to get the running game going. A little bit of misdirection instead of a straight ahead power type of running that they had with Ricky and company back here, even Cedric Benson when he was here. See 5 spread here now, 5 wide receivers in the game.
10-yard pickup, go to the air, and again, this time it is Shipley who makes the tackle.
Thought it was almost going to be a pitch and lateral there that time to get old number 7 John Childs, and Shipley had a chance to do that and just chose not to.
Shipley, who last year had some huge games, had 168 yards receiving against Oklahoma State. Of course, he had the kick return for the touchdown against Oklahoma as well as another. He's having a big night here as well. Wow. Alex Blake with the tackle on Monroe. Redshirt freshman from Angleton, Texas. Monroe making his mark tonight.
Shifty, quick. Sees a hole, sees it close up, pops out of there. Now you see me, now you don't.
Well, they had, what, 50 yards rushing in the first half. So now they got 114 total yards this half, but they're doing a lot of it on the ground as well. And we saw a lot of McGee to start the half. And now DJ Monroe, remember, this one started with him dancing in the end zone to come out of there. They got the interception on the goal line stand.
That's McGee off the right side. The lead block up there is basically an I formation, come downhill and try to power football. That's a little bit of old Ricky Williams vintage there. Similar style of play. Now the package is still there. Greg Davis, he's had all these great backs and great players here. Coached them all. You know, what that's the mark of a good coach, Bill, is you play to the strengths of your team, of your players, and don't necessarily have to have a system where all the players have to fit into what you're doing or what you want to do. Blend your system into what your players are capable of. The coaches here at the University of Texas have done a great job of that.
Yeah, Greg Davis particularly really adapted to whatever the particular skills are. Pitch and catch here to Malcolm Williams. Blocked hard out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Texas has run it for 89 yards in the second half for 139 total rushing yards tonight. And final seconds ticking off here in the third quarter.
Now, Colt McCoy just kind of settling down, just running the show here. His numbers now 20 of 28. He's got one interception, a couple of touchdowns, over 300 yards passing now, 308. So nothing new for Colt McCoy to have a big night throwing the football.
He had 6 300-plus yard games last year. Shipley inside the 5-yard line. Looked like he was going to be wrapped up. And a nice little move to elude one tackler.
You know, we got a chance to visit with Shipley this summer along with Colt McCoy, and I think Shipley was one of those young men that I was really impressed with, just how controlled he was and very favorable, very, you know, he's almost a clone of Colt and how they handle themselves. They've been together so long, and principle, I think, is a good word that I talk about for those two guys together. We'll talk more about them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that ends the third. Of course, Shipley and McCoy's fathers were good friends growing up, and it's been maintained with his sons. And he's had a banner night, as is Texas, with it 45-10 as we go to the fourth quarter here in Austin. Texas fans revved up with the horns leading at 45-10 over ULM as we enter the fourth quarter, and second down and inside the 5-yard line. They're at the 4-yard line now. Second and 1. McGee says we don't need another one. Touchdown! Monroe McGee gets his first TD of 2009.
Good effort there on the spin, downhill run. Good old what I would call sprint 34 to the right side. Get your tailback back there, give him the ball deep, and let him find the seam, or he just runs around the edge and a little extra spin there. Good blocking at the point of attack. Gets that football right across. Just got to break the plane with it.
And here's what's impressive. They have a goal line stand with an interception and then go 97 yards on 11 plays in 4:47. And Ryan Bailey for the point after. It is good to make it 52-10. Very impressive indeed for Texas, leading at 52-10 start of the fourth. Monroe McGee gets the latest score for the Texas Longhorns as they up into 52-10 on the first play of the fourth quarter. And Longhorns will have Tucker to kick it off here.
What's called a nice football drive there, Bill.
Yeah, very impressive, huh? As Texas going 97 yards in 11 plays, mixed it up well, and now we'll kick it off to ULM. We're talking about next week. Texas goes to Wyoming next week before they come back to host Texas Tech in the Big 12 opener 2 weeks from today. Meanwhile, ULM will have their home opener next week. But first things first, they're trying to get out of their own end. McNeil smashed inside the 15-yard line. We'll take a brief timeout. Ford and crew making the stop there. 52-10 Texas. 52-10 Texas. Colt McCoy visited with the troops and not done yet. Now he may be done, but just impressive that he continues to encourage and congratulate others and still working with his guys. There's no doubt who the leader of this team is. Let him in summer workouts when coaches aren't allowed on the field, and talked about how important it was. Well, he's obviously helped lead this team. What's going to be an impressive win for it's all over here tonight. Right now, it is ULM following the kickoff, backed up, and they hand it off up the middle. And with the football is Frank Gooden. Gooden, 40, and nearly midfield before he's pushed out of bounds.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent run that time by Gooden, popping to the outside, just being patient as a runner. Good job of getting locked up there, all the UT defenders. Jones runs right by him, doesn't even see him, not even blocked, but he just, for whatever reason, wasn't able to see the runner bringing the football down the field. Gets him out near midfield, the 46-yard line.
31 yards in the pickup for Frank Gooden, junior out of West Monroe, Louisiana. And 1st and 10. Got a couple on the push up the middle that time as second carry of the night for Gary Frazier.
Got a couple players down here, both a UT and a ULM player.
And whereas earlier we saw a little cramping, that doesn't seem to be the case in either one of these.
No, that's Norton there.
Jared Norton, senior out of Rowlett, Texas, in the Dallas suburban area. Obvious pain. Texas, if you haven't been with us throughout, lost Michael Huey earlier to a leg injury, and you see that it's Emmanuel Lockett that is limping off here, the senior from Katy, Texas, for the Warhawks of ULM.
No, Bill, we're talking about Colt McCoy and the great numbers that he's had this year and things going on, and the receiving core is a little bit different this year for him. So are they going to be as efficient as they could be? And, Jordan Shipley's, they've asked him to move to the outside, and he's going to have a little bit different role. And we talked to him this year about the receiving group and what he thought about them and how they'd have an impact on this football team.
Since I've been here, this is probably at least as deep of a group as we've had. The guys are, we keep saying young guys, but, a lot of them are going to be juniors, and so they're not young anymore, and they know exactly what's going on. They know the offense, and especially, with me sitting out the spring, they got 100% of the reps, and so I feel like, we've got a great group of young guys, and it's going to be exciting to see what they can do.
And Shipley tonight, one of 6 receivers to make grabs. He's got 8 for 180 and a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's doing his part, no doubt about that. Malcolm Williams, we saw Dan Buckner get in the mix, and they've got some depth there. They've got some players. James Kirkendall in that package as well, and John Childs. The list goes on. Good to see Norton get off the field.
Yeah, both Norton and the ULM player, Lockett.
That's the unique thing about college football. It's changed. It's cyclical. How do you deal with players moving on? It's a natural thing that's going to happen. They're either going to graduate or move on to other bigger and better things. You've only got so much time to play and play together.
On the carry is Gooden. Good second effort by Frank Gooden. And plows his way down inside the 35-yard line, and a flag is thrown after the whistle.
Well, Frank Gooden's doing his part. A couple of nice runs here in this drive alone. May have a personal foul here against ULM.
Personal foul, defense number 96. Grabbing the face mask. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Calvin Howe, the freshman from San Antonio Warren High School. Penalties and turnovers will drive coaches nuts.
Well, this is the part of the game where you're getting some of your reserve players in the ball game. Will Muschamp, Mac Brown need to get players, get some reps, get some on-field experience, real game exposure.
Carry, not much this time on a 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
A lot of times you'll give that experience to those players up here close. And last time down the defensive area, they had McElroy and company just doing what they need to make a goal line stand, get that ball back to the offense, and they did. They got a little interception here.
Brewster
got the ball back, and then a heck of a drive. And how will they respond this time?
Second down and 9. 13:07 to go in a ball game. And the pitch, nothing doing. Texas swarm into the football that time. And good got Rock Okafor, Alex Okafor, the freshman from Pflugerville, and Keenan Robinson, a sophomore from Plano, East Texas, with the
Well, if you're Trey
stop.
Rebel coming down this line, you stop it right there. You can see the math just doesn't work. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. Well, I'll give it to you because I don't want that punishment. Rebel
Maybe it was a good decision.
I know what I'm doing.
Sorry.
Too many orange shirts.
Says running back under your name.
Math just didn't work.
Good luck. Well, give Texas credit. Great pursuit here, and they had at least stretched the play out enough to where he didn't have much option either. Throw it here if he has time. And underthrown a bit.
You got the whole starting secondary still in the ball game for the Longhorns, and I think that's what most defensive coaches like to do, keep their starters in there in the secondary, because that's the quickest way to get a score, is to give up a big pass play. You don't want to do that. But they're getting some guys in there at the linebacker group or the defensive front. Will Muschamp needs to get these guys, bring them along, get some guys experience, and take a look here through this play. Are they going to get to the quarterback a little late? Not much there, but definitely going to call that. Keyston Randall grabbing a little bit late there to bring the quarterback down, so they get a fresh set of downs at the 11-yard line.
First and 10 at the 11. Texas leading at 52-10, and Rebel wants a timeout.
Miscommunication there. Looks like one of the tight ends didn't know what to do. Alvin Jordan trying to figure it out.
A timeout. We will take one alongside. 52-10 Longhorns. Quick look at some other Big 12 scores. Nebraska pounding Florida Atlantic. Oklahoma trailing BYU late fourth quarter in Dallas. Bradford out for the game. Texas A&M putting it on New Mexico in the fourth quarter. Over in College Station, the Aggies trying to bounce back this year after pick to finish in the cellar of the Big 12 South. Pass is complete at about the 6-yard line. Sapp on the reception that time for ULM. Aaron Williams covering.
You know, we've seen so much different offense, I think, from ULM tonight that they really haven't got into a real settled pattern of really what they like to do. Whether it's going to be spread it out and do the quick passing game or the run game. It's been a little all over the board. They haven't had consistency. But the real problem they've had is punching that ball in against this Texas defense, turned away 2 or 3 times this evening.
Second and 3, and with the football out of bounds, they rough up Gooden that time. And Gideon there in on the play.
Nice inside-out pursuit there that time by Gideon. Remember, just a sophomore now as a secondary player, and comes up off the edge. Watch number 21 there, inside out, got control. He knows he's going to got the sideline as his friend. Excellent job of pursuing inside out and not overextending, allowing the running back to cut back inside of him to get into the end zone.
3rd and 3 from the 4-yard line, so they can get a first down inside the 1. 3rd down and 3 here. Gooden stays in the backfield with Rebel. Quarterback floats it and incomplete. Trying to hook up with Darryl McNeil.
Yeah, you got to put some air into that ball. That ball was pretty much on a rope, and it wasn't giving his receiver a chance to get to the football. And Rebel tried to throw it out there to him and try to get it to a spot, but not enough air. And the pressure does come from the front up here inside and gets to the quarterback. That's Emmanuel Acho, number 18, getting there and putting some pressure on him as he's throwing the football.
Brother Sam has been big tonight. He wanted in on the act, and as a result, ULM will settle for the field goal attempt. 21-yarder coming up here.
The Texas defense, the only touchdown they've yielded tonight is that long pass to Ambrose.
It's a 28-yarder, and it is good. And they get the 3, but again, Texas defense stiffens, and we'll be right back with it 52-13. Texas 52-13, 11:28 to go in the fourth quarter, and Colt McCoy putting the towel around the neck because he is most likely done. What a night.
Yeah, he had a pretty good night. Got it out to his old buddy a couple of times tonight, more than that actually, and just kind of threw the ball around. Very efficient once again. 21-29, you said, Bill. Almost 75% completion percentage on the evening. That's just numbers. And long play to shift it for a touchdown. And Colt McCoy in complete control of his offense once again tonight. And one of the best things about his whole performance tonight, he did not lead the team in rushing. Actually, he had 7 carries for -3 yards on the night, but had a pretty good running effort here with his buddies McGee and DJ Monroe and Cody Johnson and company. So the offense went well here for Colt McCoy while he's out there. And now we turn to perhaps the backup here, and Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah, get his first college action, it would appear. Garrett Gilbert standing by. Meanwhile, Cobb and Monroe are deep. Taken at the 10-yard line to the 20 and going forward. Goodwin, beg your pardon, is Marquise Goodwin getting his first shot here. He's a freshman wide receiver from Garland, Texas, and Rowlett High School. More on him a little later. But here's Garrett Gilbert, and get a nice round of applause as he comes on for Texas. See that record. That high school, they won again last night. Lake Travis, they've now won 32 straight games, and Gilbert set a state record with 4,851 yards passing and 55 touchdowns. And he completes his first one out to Goodwin at the 30-yard line.
Nice little easy throw and catch. Actually moving to his left side. That's the harder throw for a right-handed quarterback, across his body a little bit. Good command on that throw. Good to see that Greg Davis isn't pulling in the reins here and just giving him handoffs. Let him roll out a little bit and throw the football, and a little zip on it.
Trey Newton is also in, so a lot of newcomers here getting some action.
Probably joke with him a little bit after the game and say, well, your ball was completed, but it was wobbling.
Incomplete here. And disappointed about it as Jennifer Hales.
From Lake Travis High School, and we had a chance to see Lake Travis, Bill, yesterday, and it wasn't Lake Travis, it was missing water Lake Travis.
Yeah, Desert Travis says, well, we had a great time out at the UT Golf Club, and sure appreciate all of their help, and we didn't do too much damage. Well, you played fine, but
Steve T, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I had a great time out there. Had a tremendous golf course and great setup there. Gilbert comes out firing, hits 2 of his first 3. Goodwin has grabbed 2 of them. And Goodwin, who was a track speedster, but his high school career, very talented. You see, World Junior Long Jump and a 4x100 champion. He won the Texas 5A state long jump last year, and it was good enough with 26 4 3/4 that he would have won the Big 12 long jump.
Well,
and just gives you an idea of his athleticism. Meanwhile, on the football side last year, 132 receptions in his career, I should say, for 1,700 plus yards and 17 touchdowns.
Yeah, John Bianco came in and said, you know what, that guy can jump.
Yeah.
John, the football sports information director here at the University of Texas. All the stories that he knows about these young men, It's amazing.
And he said it was interesting, though, when he came out and knew he was going to play football. But it was like, all right, track guy, let's see what he's like with pads. And then it was like, ooh, coaches are, yeah, let's see a little bit more of this. And he's made 2 nice catches here as he and Gilbert have hooked up. First down at the 37. And on the ground this time. And let's send it down to Emily Jones.
Right, and they've taught their players how to prepare. And that's not an easy thing to do, to teach young men how to prepare, and they're excellent at it.
How about the speed of Goodwin? Little pitch and catch, and he flies down the sideline here. 39 yards on the pickup.
Well, you make a nice, easy throw for a quarterback and a good long run. Well, those add up to good numbers. Colt McCoy's been a benefactor of those 2, but that's okay. Same here for Gilbert with a toss and catch and showing a little speed there on the outside.
And the handoff to Monroe. Trey Newton getting his first carry as Trey Newton down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. and still all kinds of time. So this group's going to get a couple series and a chance to really do a lot of things here tonight.
You know, and it's not like the old days where you think, okay, they're throwing the football, and it's bad, it's bad sportsmanship. It's not really. All these coaches realize this is their offense. This is what they do. They want their quarterback to be proficient in it, throwing the football, catch it, and let the fake the run there and a good throw outside.
And they gave the fake and then the completed pass, that time to Philip Payne. Another 500-yard night of offense. Look at that, 40 times on the MAC ground. And on the ground this time, not much happening. Monroe with a carry. And yeah, why come to Texas? Well, there's a few reasons. Yeah, and now when you're selling out over 100,000 seats. And 6 top 10 finishes the last 8 years. And that 5 straight bowl wins, that helps bring that carryover into the summer workouts and everything else that comes along with it. The fans are reacting here because Oklahoma has just missed a field goal up in Dallas that would have put them ahead with 1:23 to go. So right before the snap here, you hear this roar from the crowd because
it looks like the Sooners
are most likely going to go down to defeat. Yeah.
Now that ball was kicked, and we're seeing it here in a replay monitor in the booth, and it's a short and to the left.
Yeah, I think you ask these guys, you go, we want to make sure we give them the loss. It is 3rd down and 5 here on the 12-yard line. Newton in the backfield along with the freshman quarterback Gilbert. He can run too. Finds a block and falls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Gilbert and the Longhorns.
Well, this is something Colt McCoy has done time and time again with this offense, and that's kind of take what the defense gives you. This is a quarterback draw all the way, and it's a chance for the quarterback to read where to take this football. And little step, hesitation, follow your blockers, get inside there, plenty of room to run, and just turn on the jets and power your way into the end zone. First touchdown for young Mr. Gilbert as a Longhorn.
And Gilbert ran for 1,424 yards and 32 scores during his high school career, so he knows a little bit about getting in the end zone himself. And gets this one here. His first TD as a Texas Longhorn. Bailey's point after is good. And congrats on the sidelines. And, of course, being led by Colt McCoy. Gilbert with a touchdown and puts the headset on. And
those are Colt's headsets. No. it's the quarterback of the day's headset.
10 plays, 73 yards, 406. For his first college football experience.
There you go.
Outstanding drive.
Not a bad job. Can get down the field, get to punch it in yourself.
And Gilbert, the 12-yard TD run to go along with his 4 of 5 in the passing game for 46 yards on that drive. And Texas rolling at 59-13 with 7:16 to go. And anxious to get another series, and he's going to see if his defense will go out and get him a stop, get the ball back.
He's going to have to get a kid with Colt McCoy. Says, I got more rushing yardage than you in this game, brother. So,
as Colt said, he wouldn't mind that someone else lead this team in rushing. I don't think he thinks it's going to be Garrett Gilbert, but
it's over.
Up in Dallas, BYU is counting down to celebrate. They are going to knock off the 3rd-ranked Sooners 14-13. One big upset suffered by the Big 12 today after some impressive wins by the league elsewhere. The kickoff here, and just getting stumbled up there was McNeil. And going to be 1st and 10 here for the Warhawks.
Well, for Charlie Weatherby's team, I think that, they realized they came in here probably a little bit overmatched. And and they wanted to accomplish a few things, and which was come in here to a hostile environment and compete. And I thought his team did compete. They competed, I thought, at the highest level, and they showed some good signs. They showed some signs where a little bit overmanned, but overall, I think they'll have an opportunity to compete in the Sun Belt Conference. They're kind of picked kind of middle of the pack, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere in there, depending on what poll you look at in regards to how they may finish. But they've got a veteran ball club. They've got a lot of experienced players. They returned 18 starters with their offense and defense in total. So overall, the ULM Warhawks, they're trying to have a chance to move up, and I think they want to make a mark in their conference, and I think they're able to do so.
Well, and they got Texas Southern at home. That is a key game. They need to win that game, get a little momentum and confidence, because there are other guaranteed games, if you will. They're at Arizona State. Later on in October, they go to Kentucky. But in the Sun Belt, that league, first of all, it's a little better than I think people that don't follow it realize. And it also is a league that is very balanced. And a team loses a key player or two, it turns everything around. We saw North Texas the other night go up and win against Ball State in Muncie. And North Texas had been a bit of a doormat for the last couple of years. And now they're coming around. So it'll be a very competitive league race once again. And I think ULM will, I'm a little surprised that they were picked 7th in that preseason poll.
Yeah, with all the guys they've got coming back and the explosiveness and the speed and the power that they have, I think the Trey Rebel with the Warhawks here probably have a little better outing within their conference.
Offense, number 80 was covered up. The penalties declined. 3rd down.
What that means is there's another wide receiver outside of him on the line of scrimmage, so that yields him ineligible. So that's what they mean by covered up, in case you were wondering.
That was
with a little bit of Southern draw in there too, huh?
3rd and 10 from the 30.
Randy Crystal, he's one of the best, I'll tell you what. 3rd and 10 now for ULM.
Oh, they're posting the score.
This pass is complete and will be for a 1st down, I believe. Yeah, I think he got it near the 42-yard line of the Warhawks. Nicely executed that time to Taylor, Chip Taylor, Bogalusa, Louisiana, on the receiving end.
1st and 10 at the 42.
Revel in trouble. Got away from a defender and then fires it out of play.
And we're going to have a roughing the passer penalty here on the defense for Texas. Hitting Revel a little bit late there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 96. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
Calvin Powell.
Well, good pressure this time by the defense, and almost gets him to the ground. You see the black flying around. That's the rubber on the field, and bingo. Yeah, he threw the ball. You got to pull off on that. You can't just continue. You got to make an effort to get away from the quarterback. He throws the football. They're going to protect him, guys, and it's a good penalty call there by the official.
Yeah, Powell's telling Okafor, well, if you'd have had him, then I would have just come on in and been able to pull up. But he got away from Alex Okafor. Yeah, a heck of a play by Revel to just avoid that.
Revel was spinning around, throwing tires out there. You saw that black tar coming up, or the retread tire that's in this AstroTurf.
Frazier with it, 40, and down to the 38-yard line before he is stopped. As ULM keeping possession here with 5:40 to go. Texas fans, those that are sticking around, want to see Gilbert and crew and some of those young players get one more opportunity. You see some of the notables that have come through ULM, and that's a pretty impressive group of not just football players, but other performers.
Yeah, you got Tim Brando with broadcasting there, Stan Humphries, I played against both at Northeast when they were at Northeast Louisiana, and then in the National Football League. Tim McGraw, that's not a bad name coming out of there.
Yeah, the 33-yard line, and
you know, Bill, if you're Texas defensively, I think that Will Muschamp has to be very pleased with his defense and how they played within the red area, and in particular inside the 10-yard line. They turned away a team not once, not twice, but really 3 times down there with a chance to put a touchdown on the board. A couple of times they stopped him, and then the one interception there. They brought it back for a long drive and put points on the board themselves for Texas. But I think the Will Muschamp's got to be pleased with the character that the guys showed about protecting their turf.
Yeah. But first and 10 at the 32 on this play, and Gooden gets the carry. But you know that defense now, as a group, are going, we've got to stop, get the ball back. We want to give this offense, this inexperienced group, an opportunity to have a full arsenal, a full 4 or 5 minutes to work whatever they can. And there's a little game within a game going on right now with these two units. And you see the pride of the players on both sides of the field. And you know ULM doesn't want to see Texas go get 60 on them either.
No, that's for sure.
It's a big difference between 59 and anything above. As a result, they keep it on the ground again. Frazier carried the football. Gary Frazier.
End of this weekend, you'll find out NFL rosters are going to be solidified, and some of the Longhorns are waiting to see if they're going to be on opening day rosters. Played here last year.
Cut down day this afternoon for most folks. Third down. Rebel across the middle. Oh, what a hit. Put on Sapp, and he maintained contact with the ball. That was Ben Wells, the sophomore from Beaumont Ozen.
Middle of the field here, watching the right side of the screen. Wells going to size him up, and what was good about that is he did not lead with his head, did not target the player. Could have come up and hit him up in the head area, but did not do it. Made a good clean hit, and I like that from Wells. But he was, he's just going by the rules and not hitting a player high. And I saw a couple of those today in other games where there were penalties called because players were leading with their head. That's a big emphasis in college football this year.
And a touchdown run by Frank Gooden, as Gooden takes it 13 yards for the TD with 2:55 to go. And Louisiana Monroe back on the board again here late in the fourth.
59-19. Is it going to be get the extra point here?
So for 9 plays, 69 yards, and kick is good, and ULM gets the PAT. Here's another look at the touchdown run by Gooden.
A little cutback run here, and just the defense is over pursued and does a good job cutting back, and they get their touchdown.
59-20 now with 2:55 to go. And we'll see what Texas is able to do within their final 2:55 here.
The Longhorns, what do they got ahead of them, Bill? Well, pretty good little schedule here.
Yeah,
Got some challenge, something different, something new here in week 3.
Wyoming next week on the road, and then Texas Tech to open the conference action. Of course, that was the only team to beat Texas last year. And then UTEP in a game that we'll have an opportunity to be back here for on the 26th before they get back in the full run of Big 12 play. And
I think that this game here on the 19th against Texas Tech, all these guys, for whatever reason, just kind of got that one circled.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't think.
Well, they're never going to tell you that, but I think that they, if I knew guys who were competitive,
Kick out of bounds. Texas will put the ball in play. 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
I would think that to a man, they all would say, we got a little unfinished business.
So many things occurred on that one play where Crabtree got loose and got into the end zone. Let's take a look. Some of the scores of final Kansas. Todd Reesing out of here in the Austin area, 2 touchdown passes in the KU blowout. Tech by 25 over North Dakota and Kansas State. The return of Bill Snyder as the head coach of the Wildcats. They win by 4 over UMass.
So it's going to be a sweep for the Big 12 today in college football, except for one team, and one team that you probably wouldn't think would happen.
Yeah, Oklahoma, 3rd-ranked team in the nation, loses tonight in Dallas at Jerry World to Ute to BYU. On the ground is Trey Newton. And the quarterback is Sherrod Harris, as Harris has come on to give him a series. The number 3 quarterback, junior out of Arlington Bowie High School in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There's a look at Trey Newton. Newton, who put up phenomenal numbers when he was at South Lake Carroll and played with Riley Dodge, who is the UNT quarterback at North Texas. And of course, Todd Dodge, the head coach there now. And Texas with 2:21 to go. 1st and 10, the ball on the 43 of ULM. Newton again on the 41-yard line.
Now, these are just core plays here that Greg Davis is calling, and Newton took a pretty good shot there in that hole. He popped up in there, and you can see there he's kind of grimacing there from the shoulders up. Probably needs to come out and get a little blow here, but took a pretty good shot as he turned up in the hole. Probably going to be okay. Just a little stinger there, perhaps.
So Harris again operates out of the shotgun here with 1:33 and counting. Wow, on the ground.
Is that Monroe again? Yeah, Monroe back in the ball game. You can just see his quickness, Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, how quick his feet are. We saw the touchdown run that he had on the kickoff return. But, getting through the hole there, he's got another element there that he's going to bring as far as speed and quickness to this offense.
9 carries, 64 yards for Monroe tonight.
And over 560 yards of total offense for Texas in this ball game. So another stellar outing early in the season here for Texas to get things going. And Colt McCoy had another good night.
Yeah, you get Vondrell McGee led him in rushing with 70 yards, or did for the moment. We'll see as this one Harris slides on the carry. Inside a minute to go now.
Josh Thomas, stop.
Yeah, you got a tough situation here. Mac Brown doesn't want to just pour it on, but you also have guys out here anxious to play and want to get the full opportunity here. So, clock's still moving. This will probably be the final play. .12 seconds to go. Harris, and flag is thrown.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
We're going to have one more snap here, perhaps. And
so the clock stopped with 8 seconds. Second down and 11 on the final play from Texas, and ball carrier is brought down at the 37-yard line, and that'll end the football game. Hill on the carry for the Longhorns, and Texas wins in a rout 59-20 in the season opener. Charlie Weatherby and Mac Brown meet at midfield as the Longhorns live up to their number 2 ranking and take care of business here tonight on the season opener.
Well, pretty good victory. Colt McCoy sharp. Seemed like defense, they answered the challenge in some areas, and had the one big pass play that had a defender bite on, and they threw it deep to Ambrose and 75-yard touchdown pass. But other than that, the defense I thought was fairly solid.
All right, let's find out what the head coach thinks. Here's Emily Jones.
Here we go. Mac Brown is leading me out of harm's way. Coach, congratulations on the first win of the season. Just what you took from this overall.
Well, Emily, I think our guys are in shape. It was really hot tonight, and it was really humid after the rain started to come. I thought we played aggressively for 60 minutes. Colt really, in our offense, played well the third quarter. We didn't have the ball very much, but I thought they played well, and I thought our defense, when the first two groups were in there, played very well played well as well.
I know you talked about coming into this season. Last season, running backs did not lose a fumble one. A couple tonight. Anything that concerns you?
Well, it always concerns you when you have a turnover. We did force 3, and we didn't force many last year. So what we'll do is this will make a point of emphasis to go back and make sure that now that obviously the fact that we didn't lose one last year is gone for sure now. So that pressure's off. So now we can go back to work, and we'll have to take a better care of the ball, and also our defense will be excited about the 3 turnovers they forced.
Excited about the young guys that contributed tonight?
We are. We've got to figure out how to utilize them. We got a lot of speed with those young guys. I thought Garrett Gilbert did well when he came in, and we needed to get him a series where he could throw it. But we got a lot of speed, and we just got to have them grow up fast.
All right, Mac. Congratulations. Want to know. We do appreciate the time. Guys, we will send it back up to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Emily. Impressive indeed overall. You know, this isn't the NFL. You don't get any dress rehearsals, and Texas took care of business tonight despite a couple of miscues. A 59-20 whipping of ULM, the Warhawks from Monroe, Louisiana. We'll take a brief timeout. We'll come back to wrap it up in just a moment.
Welcome back. Texas takes the opener 59-20 over Louisiana Monroe. And joining us now is Jordan Shipley. 180 yards for you, a career high. Looks like the chemistry between you and Colt is definitely stronger than ever.
Right, yeah. Colt did a great job of delivering the ball, and you know, he's the most accurate guy out there. And I feel like our offensive line had a great night. Running backs ran the ball great. So, you know, it was just a great team effort, and obviously the defense played really well also.
When you look at the running backs, and it's being done by committee for right now, what does that do for the passing game as far as freeing things up?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing that frees the passing game up. If we can run the ball well, we feel like those guys have to respect that, and then the passing game obviously is going to be a lot better. And you know, we've got some bigger backs that can carry the load, and then we've got some little small fast backs, so it's good to have a little change of pace.
6 different receivers caught passes tonight. It's got to be encouraging for you guys just as a core.
Yeah, I think our receivers played great. You know, everybody that started the game played great, and then the young guys came in at the end and made some good plays. So it's really encouraging to see those guys step up, and I think it's going to be fun to see what they can do.
All right, Jordan Shipley, congratulations on the win. We appreciate the time, and we'll bring in your quarterback now, Colt McCoy. How are you?
Good.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did it feel out there tonight?
It was great. You know, finally it's here. You know, I think at the first half, you know, a few jitters here and there, a few things we need to clean up. I felt like as an offense, the second half we really were clicking and played really well. You
broke another record tonight, broke Major's record of 200-yard games. Is it becoming old hat for you?
You know, I don't keep up with those things. I didn't even know that. You know, I thank God for the opportunity to play. It was really special to start out this season the right way, and you know, we just got to continue to, you know, build off this game and carry that in the next game and take them one at a time, and we should be all right.
You are well on your way to not being this team's leading rusher. That's got to feel good.
That's good. You know, we really need to establish a running game tonight. We were here and there. You know, first half we weren't as consistent, but the second half we came out and ran the ball really well. We've got to, you know, knock down our turnovers. You know, we had 3, and you know, that's unacceptable for us. We've got to clear those up, but no, we'll be all right.
All right, Cole, congratulations on the win. We appreciate the time. Bill, Gary, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Emily. 6 different Longhorns score touchdowns tonight, and they rack up 568 yards of total offense and win their opener 59-20. Remember, we'll be back here on September the 26th. The University of Texas at El Paso against the Longhorns. That'll be on Fox Sports Net at 2:30, UTEP and Texas right here. For Gary Reasons, Emily Jones, and our entire college football Saturday crew, this is Bill Land saying so long from Austin.
This
halftime here in Austin, where Texas leads this one 38-10 in the season opener for both ball clubs. The Longhorns over Louisiana Monroe, ULM. And Colt McCoy has passed for 200-plus yards, a touchdown and a pick. He's had another, as Mac Brown said, solid first half here tonight. Colt McCoy literally does it all, though, including each of the last 2 spring breaks. He has taken time out to visit Peru on mission trips. And here's a look at how it went this year.
Last year when we went, we were actually running the camp. We were teaching them sports every day. They were going through stations. It's kind of like very similar to people sending their kids to sports camps. This year, the kids had already gone through camp, so in the mornings, we would wake up when the sun came up, eat some breakfast, and do a lot of maintenance work on the campground. So we would, plant grass, plant some trees. We would help out with where the kids stay, the bunkhouses. We'd just do some different things on the campground. And then we would have lunch together, and once we had lunch, we would break off into different groups and go into different villages. We were there for 7 days, and I think we visited 6 villages. We'd throw on a backpack, and transportation there is mainly on dirt bikes. There's a lot of different villages spread out along the Amazon River around Iquitos, and we were really going to those villages and really spending time with kids. We would make the kids around us the #1 priority, and they may not ever have that again in their life, and they probably have never experienced that before either. And that was our main purpose, our main goal, was to just show those kids that they are important and try to make them smile. Once you did that, you could get their attention. We had interpreters with us along the way, and we would start telling them rules of how to play football or how to play soccer, which they already know how to play soccer. They're really good.
We came and talked to these kids, these wonderful kids, having so much fun, teaching them football, hanging out with them, just loving on these guys. It's been a lot of fun.
I feel like that God has put me in this position. He's given me this opportunity and the blessing to be able to play for 4 years. And I felt like that I had needed to give back. I needed to do something, but I learned so much more from them than I could have ever given them.
So in these villages, there is no air conditioning, there is no heat. They leave the bottom part of their houses open so the air can flow through and they'll get a breeze. Right there on that wall, you see mosquito netting. So at night, they wrap that around them, and if they're laying in a hammock, if they're laying in bed, they have cover from all the bugs and from mosquitoes especially. So very simple, very simple.
I remember walking into one village, and there were 2 kids standing at a well, and their job is to carry water from the well to their mom every day. I mean, these kids are 4 or 5 years old, and they're carrying water to their mom so that she can make rice, she can make milk for the entire village that day. They have to work all day, and they eat the same thing all the time. And to see them, and they think that they are tremendously blessed. They never complain, they're happy, but that's all they know. And for me, that's important. I feel like that we should be thankful. We should be understanding of how blessed we are. And so it was an enjoyable trip for me. We always have the mentality that we're going over there to give back, but for me, what I learned from them has given me so much more than what I could ever give them. When I got back over here, I did my best to remember what I learned over in Peru, remember how the kids were, remember how they acted, because they were so thankful for everything. And for me, that was important, because sometimes I can get caught up in this idea of thinking that I don't have that much, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a rush, I complain about things. They'll never be able to wake up in the morning, put on clean clothes, hop in their truck, and go to school. And that's what I do every day. And so it really put a lot of things in perspective for me.
We're at the Balad base in Iraq, and at probably about 104 degrees, Kevin, and about to get hotter for the day, I think. Yes, and Kevin is here, and he's from Austin, Texas. So we just wanted to ask Kevin a few questions. How long have you been here, Kevin?
1 month, sir. 1
month. And what do you do on the base?
I work over in with the security forces, sir.
Well, that's fantastic. And do you miss Austin, Texas?
Yes, I do.
Well, you make sure you take care of yourself, you be safe, and you get home soon.
Yes, sir.
We were all kind of wondering why we went on the trip. Sally and I felt like that with the recession, with all of our problems, with housing, unemployment in America, that we really weren't giving a lot of attention to our military. So maybe going on this trip, number one, you say thank you, but number two, we can come back home. And we were talking about, would we go again? Was this a smart thing to do? you've got some danger, you're exhausted, you're in a cargo plane, you're freezing, you're getting malaria pills. What are we doing here? And at the same time, everybody came back to, when you see the faces of the troops, whether it's male, it's female, whether it's 50 years old or 19 years old, it's worth it. And that's what we came for. We didn't come for the experience. We didn't come for the countries. We didn't come for whether the trip was hard or easy. We came because we wanted to see those faces and say thank you for what you're doing. The first time that I realized that we were talking about war and reality checked in is when we're getting on the plane in Turkey and we're flying to Balad, and they handed us basically military flak jackets that are bulletproof. They're 45 pounds, and put them on us. Then we put military army helmets that were bulletproof, that are really heavy, on our heads to fly into the war zone. So to be told that you're going to be in a plane that could be shot at, and that we're going to have to take a landing and dive straight down so the radar can't get us, so they can't pick us up. So then all that happens, and you take the 45 pounds off. It's 110 degrees, you're sweating. And then we go in to see the general that's in charge of the base. And the first thing he tells us is we used to have 90 incoming missiles a month. And the good news is we've cut those to 7 a month, and we had one about 3 days ago. So we were actually in the position where you felt the pressures of war all around you. Other than Balad and the first feeling of war, the second thing outside of meeting the people was pulling up to Saddam's palace. It was just amazing. It was an amazing moment for history for me to go back and relive the Desert Storm. And I remember sitting on the back porch of the palace overlooking the lake. It was very serene, it was very pretty, and it was very quiet and nice. And then about 5:30, helicopters were buzzing across the base in twos as they were coming back from their missions. And you felt war all around you once again. The other thing that touched my heart about Balad, it's the hospital where they take you off of the front lines. It's the first stop before you get to go to Ramstein. If they can get you safe to that hospital, they've got a 98% success rate, which is phenomenal. Those surgeons, doctors, nurses, boy, they were good. They were tough. What they see every day. They brought a soldier in while we were there, and they bring him in on a helicopter. They put him on a stretcher, and there's like a covered area that would be like a big tent that has an American flag draped on the inside of it. It's called the Highway of Heroes. So they get out of the helicopter and they're on their back, so they're looking up, and the first time they see the American flag on the Highway of Heroes assures them that they're safe. They're about to be taken care of. And then after you get inside and you make it and you do well, or they think you've done a good deed, like they allowed us to feel good about coming, they have a warrior wall. And everyone who does something special at that hospital gets to sign the warrior wall. So it was very emotional that the soldiers that make it, the airmen that make it, get to sign the warrior wall, and they ask us to do the same.